Hello! This is just kind of like a quick end of year video and Q&A type thing that I'm going to throw together because I keep getting asked lots of questions, and 2021 was kind of the first year where everything kind of kicked off and started getting good. So in January we had the Containment Breach toys come out. Everyone I made sold. I'm going to make some more soon. People really enjoyed them. Yeah, that was fun. We started the monthly merch drops in March, I want to say. Generally free stickers and prints. Went through all of the original Real Ghostbusters line. Also really enjoyed them. Prints haven't been as great sellers as I'd like them to, so I'm slowing down on that going forwards. With the People Buster line that I'm currently doing, stickers seem to sell more than prints, so I think we'll see more stickers. The dice came out in the summer. Everyone loved the dice. So many people reached out and said thank you so much for that. It's allowed them to play the RPG. I wasn't the first person to do it. I just made them fancy. I'm sure people will do the same thing after me. Good, I'm glad. Really loved the game, so making the dice is lots of fun. Then in October, Something Strange finally launched, which is a collection of comics from my Patreon, www.patreon.com/rescript, that I started in 2020. And the collected edition came out in October. A lot of work went into it. Thank you so much to everyone who bought stuff, left me messages, shared stuff. That's amazing. Really, I said once that if I'd released Something Strange and 20 people bought it, like friends and family, I would have been happy. But, it's on its second printing. It's selling really well. People seem to really enjoy it. Thank you so much. That's all I can say. We are going into production of issue 2 of Something Strange right now. You're watching it in the background. That's part of the Amityville horror crossover happening. We are bringing on new people, which is exciting because that makes me feel like, oh my god, it's not just me anymore. That's cool. We got Rob Jones coming on board, the letterer. He's also a writer. He's worked for Image, worked on Humanoids, and he's worked for Heavy Metal as well. And if you know your comics and your Ghostbusters especially, Heavy Metal is very much in that lineage of the Ivan Reitman, Harold Ramis world. So yeah, that's exciting. Great to have him on board. I look forward to seeing what we do together. Other than that, there will be more toys at some point. There will be more stickers. There will be more dice. Everything is coming. Just need to find more time to do it. So onto the Q&A part. Something Strange issue 2. Yeah, something to wait. Like I said, you're watching it now. Hopefully it won't take as long as issue 1 did. But issue 2, I'm 13 pages in now. So getting there. Will you be making NFT? No, I won't. I thought about it. I looked into it. I don't think it's for me. I don't want to say anything bad about it because I know people out there that are doing it. More power to them. If you want Ghostbusters NFT, I recommend you look up Tim Latty. I know he's doing stuff with it. So yeah, not for me. However, I will be putting out some one-of-a-kind traditional art soon. That's going to be different, as everything I do is. So keep an eye out for that. What artist worked on Something Strange? Just me. I've had a few people ask me this, and I feel like because it says Richie Cripp Presents on the front, people think that I'm kind of misrepresenting other artists. I'm not. It's all just me. I'm far too lazy to steal other people's art or get people to draw stuff for me and not credit them. I think that would be kind of dickish. So yeah, it's just me drawing. On the subject of other artists, someone has asked, or well, lots of people actually ask, what do you think of John Yukaba and other Ghostbusters artists? I love them. I have spent nights up until 4 a.m. talking to John about Power Rangers, Ghostbusters, crossovers, what would happen if Saban Films made a 90s Ghostbusters Beetleborg style show, all kinds of fun stuff. If you make Ghostbusters art, I am enjoying what you're doing. I love John, I love Baducci, I love Tim. It's all a big love fest. And I'm really enjoying all these new kids that are coming on the scene because of Afterlife and all the crazy, weird, sort of like webtoon style stuff they're doing that we haven't traditionally seen in the community, and all the ships and all that sort of stuff. And I'm like, they're just having fun with it, and that's fun to see because it's been so long since we all did that. But yeah, there's also kind of like a misconception that we're all kind of like against each other and like secretly warring. It's like, oh, he's done this, I must do this now. Launch the pencils. It's like, no, that's not how it works. I talk to them all a lot. I try and share all their stuff as much as I can. Probably not as much as I could. I kind of suck at that. I'm a bit slack at social media. But yeah, I love them all. They're great. I don't feel, Even with the miniatures, I get people going, oh, you know, I thought of you when I saw that they were doing like little plastic and like people were making like bootleg Ghostbusters toys before I started, and people will do it after me, and it's more stuff for me to buy, so cool. I like that too. Can I send you my fan fiction? I would rather you didn't. Don't get me wrong, I want to read it, I want to enjoy it. I love some Ghostbusters fan fiction, always have since the early days of the internet. But now that I'm in a position where I'm writing stories and putting out a comic that people seem to be buying and reading, I don't want anybody to turn around and go, hey, you stole this thing from me, and have the receipts saying I sent you this story, blah blah blah. It just looks like it's going to be a headache. So I appreciate you writing fan fiction. I wish you the best with it. Make it a comic. You know, whatever. Hire me to make it a comic if you wanna. Yeah, sorry. I kind of want to steer a little bit clear for that, and I hope you understand. It's nothing personal. What will the next set of stickers and prints be? People Busters, Sega inspired like chibi Ghostbusters, and I'm going to carry on doing the companion ghosts because there's loads of those and they're always fun to draw. Prints. There's going to be a big People Buster print. All 4 People Busters. I've done a redesign of Winston as People Buster, which nobody's really sort of seen. I know Dapper Dan, he kind of did one when he made them the collectors in the IDW comics. So, but I'm going to do something different from that. Yeah. Who are Cesar, Rez, and Amy? Okay, so Cesar, link on screen again, and Rez. If you've got issue 1, I mentioned them, and Cesar I think is actually all over the first comic. I think the restaurant is named after her, and there's all kinds of little references to my friends hidden away in there. I think everyone's found most of them. I think the only one people haven't found is Death or Deformance. He's hiding, but good luck if you can find him. Yeah, Cesar is an artist I found on Twitch. She does wonderful paints of dragons, which I love. I always loved dragons growing up and drew them a lot myself. And yeah, I found her on Twitch. She was great, wonderful community. We hit it off, I think. She may think differently. Yeah, no, she's cool. You can follow her on Twitch and Instagram and everything. I'll put it on the screen now. And I'll wait a little bit before I talk about Rez, who I also met through Cesar's community. And he was the guy who was like, you should make this a monthly comic. You should do one of these a month and put it up somewhere for people to read. And I was like, okay, cool. And I did. And here we are. Amy is a friend of mine who's essentially the editor on Something Strange. Everything basically goes through her before it becomes available to the public. There's a few versions of things that I've done, and she's either like, that's a little much, that doesn't make sense, tone that down. Like there's a version of the Janine story, Please Hold, where the woman on the phone is like bawling her eyes out crying, and Amy was kind of like, man, that feels malicious. So you need to tone that down, make her a bit of a Karen, don't have her just be crying. Yeah, that's what Amy does, and something strange wouldn't be without Amy. So you know, love her and all she does. Great job. This one I get a lot on Etsy. Will you sell your real Ghostbusters prints as PNG files? I want to use it on my products. No, I will not. They're my products. If you want to hire me to design products for you, I can do that. No problem. But my existing stuff, no, that's not going to be released as a PNG. Sorry. Will we see more horror crossovers? So, I'm assuming I get this a lot because of the Pennywise and Chucky prints I did, available in the Etsy shop. Yes, you will get more horror crossovers. As I've mentioned, I'm working on the Amityville crossover right now, which I've called the Home of Horror because the Amityville people are very litigious, so I don't really want to bandy that about too much. Yeah, there will be more horror. Don't expect like Ghostbusters vs Friday the 13th or anything super gory. It's always going to be like a creepy little ghost story with the Ghostbusters inserted if I do more. But I'm really enjoying the Amityville one, so we'll see. And I might do some more prints in the future. I'm not going to say no to that because it's fun. Will you ever do Ghostbusters vs Casper? It's been done. I kind of feel like that's been done to the point of, you know, I've seen fan edits, I've seen GIFs, I've seen fan comics. I kind of feel like we know what would happen if all 4 Ghostbusters went after those 3 ghosts and Casper. I don't think it needs to be done. But then again, you know, I might come up with something I think is funny and go from there. Here's another one I get asked a lot, especially on my Patreon. Any news on the colouring book? Yes. Something Strange kind of knocked that out of the park for a little bit. It's coming. It's more work than I anticipated, but for those that don't know, There's a big problem on Amazon at the moment of people producing fake Ghostbusters colouring books. And essentially what they're doing is they're taking my art and other people's art off of Instagram, wherever, turning it grayscale and then putting it in a colouring book, selling it on Amazon for a $5. And of course people with kids just buy it and go, yeah, there you go. And so yeah, they're just rubbish products because you can't colour them because they're grayscale. So I figured why not do my own and actually have it be a decent colouring book, which I've started working on. But yeah, it takes a little bit more time than I thought it would. So it's coming sometime when I get time to draw. The next question is more dice. Yes, more dice coming. I don't know if I'm ever going to do a D20 set, possibly. That's a little bit more tooling than I was anticipating, but a lot of people have been asking for it. We'll see. But yes, definitely more D6s coming so that more people can play the old Ghostbusters RPG. Alright, I was going to do a Q&A video about a year ago. I never got around to it, so here are some of the questions from that. They're a little bit dated, but here we go. Ghostbusters in Puerto Rico on Instagram asked, would you consider making a Ghostbusters one-shot comic with your EC Comics aesthetic? Yes, it's out now. You can buy it at Etsy. It's called Something Strange. Everyone seems to like it. I hope you do too. Ben Steamroller on Instagram, who is a fantastic artist and everyone should go follow, who was a big supporter of me back in the Ghostbusters Apocalypse days. There's a video on that there. He has asked, green slime or pink slime, asking for a ghost. It's gotta be pink slime. I love some pink slime. That's just a peak 1989 aesthetic there. I love that. Ghostbusters Joe has asked, do you think we will see an Afterlife trailer soon? Ghostbusters Joe? I think we saw too many Ghostbusters Afterlife trailers. That gives you an idea how old this is. And Johnny B82 on Instagram asks, what are you hoping to see in Ghostbusters Afterlife? Well, I've seen Ghostbusters Afterlife now, and I'm sure most of you have as well. I had my issues with it. There was a few things I felt were kind of ghoulish. I didn't like seeing that happen to my favourite character of all time at the very start of the film, but I understand why it happened. And of course, if his family are fine with it, then I'm fine with it. I've got no stake there to be upset. It was a good film. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to what it brings. I'm seeing lots of new people get into Ghostbusters on Twitter and Instagram and Tumblr, and it's exciting to see new blood come in. And I don't want people to scare them away because this is a fun thing, and I want to share it with everyone because it's fun for me. Call the Ghostbusters. They're on Instagram, and they're also, this is through my Patreon, has said, "Hey Richard, here's a couple questions. If you're in charge of a new Ghostbusters TV series, be it live action or animation, what would you do with the property?" I think I would just continue the real Ghostbusters. Kind of like, I feel like, in case you haven't noticed, with Something Strange, there's like a period of time that we know nothing about, and you can just keep doing Monster of the Week stuff. You don't have to have a big overarching story. Ghostbusters is not always like saving the world. Sometimes it is just like the crappy jobs that someone's got to do. You know, there's ghosts in the pipe for some reason. You got to go down there and clean them out, and it's messy and it's gross and it's funny because those characters are funny. I'd do something like that. What is your favourite level from the 2009 video game? I really like Shandor Island because it's new. It's stuff we hadn't seen before, and sort of like Ghostbusters running around, medieval architecture. Not that it was medieval. All that gothic stuff was kind of cool. I also really like the levels on the streets. I think Ghostbusters on the streets in New York is always a thing I like to see. What's your favourite episode of The Real Ghostbusters? Cold Cash and Hot Water with Hob and Gary. I think that's a cool story. It's kind of like part of a trilogy of the Venkman's dad stories. Yeah, I always enjoyed that as a kid. I feel like that's very epic. Also, Ragnarok and Roll is awesome. Actually, I would say Ragnarok and Roll. Definitely Ragnarok and Roll. I love your short comics. We are an awesome dude. Keep it up. Thank you very much. And with that, I think this is a nice time to wrap up this video. Thank you so much for supporting me in 2021. I love you all, and I look forward to what 2022 brings. Bye.